All right, this video is going to be about catching random events. Now, back in the day, when you had a nice CRT oscilloscope, you were blindly waiting for things to happen, and they never happened because you could never see them. There's the persistence of the phosphor, but if there was just a glitch, you could never catch it. Then came storage oscilloscopes, so you can sort of see them, but digital oscilloscopes really shine these days. So we're going to be taking a look at the same waveform, only on a nice digital oscilloscope. But you can see, imagine that's what you got, and your system, every once in a blue moon, it just acts funny. And you're using that instrument there to try to troubleshoot it. And you're just not seeing things. So this signal is coming from a board I have. This is the Tektronix Quick Start 8 board. They were a board made for demoing expensive Tektronix oscilloscopes to show off things like this. Why you would want to spend your money on a scope. What everybody was using. Probably nice analog scopes. Anyway, yeah, the scope that the demo board was built for was like 1 gigahertz, 10 gigasamples per second. It's really, really high-end scope. But we're going to be using this one here, which is also a very, very high-end scope, 5 gigasamples. So let's say I'm going to do something here that you might want to do first, and that is we're going to go into Settings, Persistence, and we're going to turn Infinite Persistence on. And what is infinite persistence? Infinite persistence is if something happens, keep it, okay? And so we are going to wait and see if something happens. So we have a auto-triggered signal, all right? And on the right-hand side there, you can see where the trigger level is. And nothing much is really going on here. Really, it's a nice square wave, okay? So let's move our trigger somewhere else, okay? Let's move it down here at the bottom. And we'll let it do its thing here for a while. I'm also going to set the intensity so we can see if anything happens. We're going to set this intensity to 100%. And now things will be very, very bright. All right. Now we're starting to see some events. They're happening once in a while, okay? They're happening once in a while. And while these events are happening in strange ways up here, our little oscilloscope, of course, wasn't going to tell us anything. So this is one way to catch things. Turn on infinite persistence, and then also change your trigger point to see if you see certain things. You might get different pictures on what's going on here, all right? So we can also think about using a different tool, all right? So infinite persistence is nice. Let's go ahead and turn off infinite persistence again. Now we can see that maybe every once in a while we see an event, okay? So that might be something. Every once in a while you'll see something flicker. Make sure you turn the intensity all the way up, because when it was down we weren't seeing these things, okay? So we can see that every once in a while we get funny looking things. We have some things that go down and back up. Those are known as runt pulses. So we can trigger on runt pulses. So we're going to go here, we're going to say type runt. And then we can set a lower bound and an upper bound. So I'm going to set it here to get something. And we will turn on normal triggering. So it's not going to show us anything until it sees a runt pulse, okay? And nothing is happening. And you'll say, well, wait a minute, I turned on runt pulses and I was seeing runt pulses. Well, when you go into the trigger runt pulses, okay, the runt pulses can be a positive edge, a negative edge, or both. So if you really want to catch things first, let's say either, okay? And now we're triggering on some events. So if it's a high going runt pulse or a low going runt pulse, make sure you turn on your triggering to catch which one you want. Or I have them both turned on now. So if I get a positive runt or a negative runt, I get both of them. Now what is a runt? A runt is something that goes down but doesn't go all the way to the bottom and then comes back up again, or something that goes up, it doesn't get all the way to the top and comes back down again. Okay, so this is a positive runt, a negative runt, right? So when I put my upper here and my lower here, there we go, you can see that it's catching positive going runts, and I can do that in the trigger. I can say I want to just look at positive runts, okay, and that will clean it up. So now we're only looking at positive runts on this lower bound and upper bound. It has to cross the lower bound in the up direction. It can't go past the upper bound, and then it has to cross the lower bound again. That's the definition of the runt, okay? So let's turn this one up a little bit. Let's turn this one down, way down here, so if we catch any more. And it seems to have quieted down. So the circuit is very, very random. Okay, sometimes it'll give you. So I saw one. I saw that flicker. I was just happened to look and I saw the trigger light flash. So sometimes you can't see the trigger light flash. So what you'll do is you'll say, okay, let's beep if it actually catches something. Oh, there you go. So sometimes the display will stay the same, so you didn't know you got one. So having this beep to catch the runt pulses is great. So that's another way to do it, is runt pulses, okay? All right, so let's see, I've showed infinite persistence, I've showed runts. Another thing you can do is we can look, there's a tiny little glitch up here, right there, okay? Let's kind of, let's see here, let me go back to auto, there we go, so I can, and let's turn off the beeping so it doesn't drive me insane. Oh, that was in trigger, action, no beeps. Okay, there we go. So let's make this big. Let's go down here. Let's kind of make it maybe a little bit wider. There we go. Let's put some trigger in the middle. Anyway, and we'll set the triggering now to regular edge. Okay, regular positive edge. So this is normally what you would see. Now remember, right there, sometimes we get a tiny, tiny little glitch, a little positive going glitch, but it might be hidden in the noise. Now, most oscilloscopes that I've owned, this unfiltered waveform goes into the trigger circuit. You can say, well, no, you can go clean it up. You can set the bandwidth of your probe to 100 megahertz and make it cleaner, but the trigger circuit sees full bandwidth. The roll-off in a digital scope for this particular way of rolling it off happens after the trigger circuit doesn't get to see that, okay? So if we go back and we set this to infinite bandwidth, okay, so with full bandwidth, it's noisy. This particular scope has something called HD mode. So we're going to turn on HD mode, 100 megahertz. We'll turn that on. And let's even take it down to, let's see here, 50 megahertz. And now it's looking much, much cleaner. And I can see those little pulses still, okay? Right in here, I can still see them. And it's nice and smooth and clean now because I've turned on a filtering. Now, in HD mode, this filtered signal goes into the trigger circuit now. So I can trigger on something, that little tiny thing like that. What I'll do is I'm going to add a zone trigger, okay? I can kind of see where that thing is. I'm going to add a little zone trigger here, all right? And we are going to, oops, there, caught it. See? It just caught it now. So having that zone trigger post-filtering, so I have a very, very clean signal going into the trigger circuit, I'm able to catch those little blips, okay? Now, we could use it down here. We could say, okay, I'm going to zone trigger down here somewhere. But you can see it's kind of hard to figure out where things are. So a lot of times what you'll do is you'll put in your zone triggering, and you will, let's see here, yeah, we're normal trigger. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I'm going to stop it. Okay. All right, so now we have the stop thing, and we see there's something funny going on here, something funny going on here. And now that we know what that is, we've captured it once, we can then go over it, we can set maybe our zone triggering just on that event, okay? We'll make a funny little shape over here, and we'll say, if anything crosses right here, let's trigger on that. Okay, we'll turn this back on, see if we can't trigger on something there. It's going to be random. And you can see we're catching just a tiny, tiny little blip there, because this was down just a little too far. I'm going to bring that back up, and we'll see if we can't trigger on something. Can't trigger on something down there. Oh, there we go. We got one. Okay. So using zone triggering is also a way to do things. Now I remember there was a really weird waveform that crossed, kind of went through there. Oh, there's one. It was weird like that though, but it was horizontal. It was very, very strange looking. All right. I don't know if we'll be able to catch one now. Oops. Let's see here. Let's bring these over. Let's see if we catch anything right in here. Oh, there's one, sorta. It's really, really hard to sometimes find the one you want, okay? And then it's better to go back and turn on infinite persistence again, okay? So we're going to enable infinite persistence. And we will move the zone around and see if we can't catch some weird things. I'm going to make a really wide zone in here. Yeah, there we go. So now we're looking at some weird things in here, right? And so we can figure out which one we're interested in. Let's say that we're interested in this one that swoops way down in here, right? So now that we knew where it was, we could just draw a box over there, and then we should probably catch one sooner or later. That's the problem with these intermittent things is, you might think it's there, and then you don't trigger on it, and you don't know why. Like now, I don't know why I'm not triggering on it. Let's see, let's move it over here. Now it should be triggering all the time now. Why isn't it triggering? Huh. I'm not sure what's going on here. Let's see, I am normal triggering. Oh, there we go. Trigger on that, and we'll move it over here. See if there's any event in that area. You can also come here and say add point, and you can make this thing a really odd shape. Put in as many points as you want. Try to catch some strange event. It's not going to do it for me now. Yeah, it's not catching that thing that I wanted to catch. So again, right, sometimes it's just weird random events, and sometimes, oh, there was one. Okay, so let's stop this. Okay, now we see the one that we want here, right? Okay, so what we want is we want to have, now I've got too many points, but we want to have something that goes through this box here, okay? We want it to go through that box here. But also we have these things here. So we're going to draw another area, okay? So we're going to, let's see here, we'll close this. And we're going to add a zone trigger, and we're going to add one right here. But this trigger, we're going to say must not intersect. So it has to go through this zone, but it must not go through that zone, okay? So now let's see if we can't catch one that we really want. And this might take a while to get to the one we're really, really interested in. Let's see here. I don't think it's set up correctly. Zone trigger to must. Okay, must not. Now it's set to must not. All right. Let's try there. Let's see. Must not, but it's triggering. Oh, it's just getting the edge of this zone here. So let's move this zone over. See if we can't capture one of those ones that we were really, really interested in. Well, it met the criteria, right? It went through that one, but not that one. And that one, there's another one. Anyway, I think you get the idea. I think, oh, there we go. We got one. We finally got one. So stop this. So we finally got this thing that went through this box, but not that box. We can then say, okay, well, I want to edit this box now, bring it over, because I don't want to be able to intersect with those guys, right? And we could try to go again and see if we ever get one of those things again. It's going to lie right on top. It did trigger. I saw it flash. I don't have the beeper on, but it is triggering now. All right. So anyway, there you go. I think that'll be the end of the video. But these intermittent pulses, there's lots of ways to tackle them. If you have runt triggering, a lot of scopes have runt triggering. If you have zone triggering, a lot of modern scopes these days have zone triggering, which is really, really nice. I think this is one of the rare scopes that has this HD feature where we can reduce the bandwidth pre-triggering. So that's kind of unique to this particular oscilloscope, I think. I don't know if Tektronix has that or not. I don't think Keysight does. So yeah, there you go.